Hello and welcome to the midway point of the Aflac Cup Series 2003 Chase for the Cup. After tonight, we will be halfway through the brand new playoff system that will determine a champion in the NASCAR Cup Series. At the midway point, we have a bout between Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr., and Kevin Harvick. These three drivers have been the class of the field so far in the chase for the Cup and look to get it done while Matt Kenseth still struggles to qualify. Here's your drivers to watch for tonight's race. Jimmie Johnson looking to rebound after the heartbreaking crash at Kansas in our most recent race. And then Jeff Gordon, he's the overall points leader, trying to solidify his position as he starts on the front row in the outside pole position. Top Bodine has had back-to-back top 10s. That's really good for a team that's struggled all season long. And then Johnny Sauter, a special shout out to him for a great qualifying run inside the top 5. And the 3 returns for the NASCAR Winston Cup Victory Tour tonight, driven by Richard Childress as we honor the late Dale Earnhardt Sr. Now let's go trackside for the command. Drivers! Start your engines! Richard Childress will lead the field off as we begin the pace laps for the Lowe's 200. Now your starting lineup. On the pole, it's the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, to his outside points leader, Jeff Gordon. In row 2, Jimmie Johnson next to Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Johnny Sauter next to Tony Smoke Stewart in row 3, and Elliott Sadler and Top Bodine in row 4. Row 5, we have Kevin Harvick next to Mike Skinner, still feeling it from the Talladega crash about a month ago. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Bobby Labonte in row 6. In row 7, Ricky Craven and Rusty Wallace. Sitting in row 8, it's Robbie Gordon and Dale Jarrett. And in row 9, Kurt Busch in a special paint scheme and Kenny Walls. You notice a lot of cars have special paint schemes for tonight's night race as we reach the halfway point in the season. Terry Labonte and Greg Biffle in row 11. In row 12, it's Johnny Benson and Jason Leffler. Jimmy Spencer next to Steve Park, donning a special GM card paint scheme, and Mark Martin in a white Viagra scheme next to Casey Mears in row 14. Matt Kenseth in the Carhartt Ford in row 15 next to Michael Waltrip. And Christian Fittipaldi in a Star Wars Dodge next to Jeremy Mayfield in a Mountain Dew Dodge. Sterling Marlin still in the Silver Bullet next to Dave Blaney. Ken Schrader and Jeff Green in row 18. In row 19, starting deep in the pack, is Jeff Burton next to Ward Burton, his brother. Row 20, Ricky Rudd and Joe Nemechek. And in row 21, John Andretti and Kyle Petty. So we have just 10 laps tonight, 15 miles. It's 90 degrees outside or on the track. Clear skies, 65 degrees. A little bit chilly here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but we are ready to go. Green flag racing as Ryan Newman and Jeff Gordon lead us to the green. Wow, looks like Jeff Gordon beat the pole sitter Ryan Newman to the green flag. We come around turn 4 to complete lap 1 through the quad oval. Jimmie Johnson is right on Jeff Gordon's tail for the race lead. Newman's falling really deep into the pack. He's getting passed by Kevin Harvick there for a top 10 position. Jeff Gordon still maintains the race lead, but we are getting word that NASCAR is going to call Jeff Gordon down pit road for a pass-through penalty. Jumping the start is the call for Jeff Gordon. Gordon's team pleading. Robbie Loomis not understanding why, but there goes Gordon down pit lane. And he has to make a stop-and-go penalty. That's going to set Jeff Gordon deep into the field. You see the pack race through 1 and 2. Gordon blending in with the pack just in front of teammate Joe Nemechek, but Jimmie Johnson will take over the race lead as Gordon served his penalty. Tony Stewart right on the tail of Jimmie Johnson, trying to take that race lead from him. Johnson blocks. Oh, they make contact. That slows them up, and Bill Elliott's going to split him and take the lead. Now we're getting some lead changes here. Change for second while we're at it. Tony Stewart moves back into the second position past Jimmie Johnson. And Johnny Sauter kind of holding his own there with Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick, two hungry playoff drivers. Those two especially wanting to get after tonight as you see Jeff Gordon flash by there Gordon having significant problems here as Bill Elliott maintains lead in that Lion King Dodge. Oh, we got a caution. It's Sterling Marlin and Ward Burton, two beautiful looking race cars up into the outside wall in turns 3 and 4. That is going to bring out the caution as Sterling Marlin still smoke billowing from under that hood. Oh yeah, hard hit. Looks like Ward just gets loose up into Sterling Marlin. You see Marlin not having a good time there. Looks like John Andretti may have got into Ward Burton. And Ward then got into Sterling in the silver bullet. Just look how that car reflects in the nighttime racing. Such a shame. You see the impact with the hood pumping up there. But Sterling Marlin involved in this one along with Ward Burton. Unfortunate for both drivers as Sterling gets the hook. So did Jeff Gordon really jump that start? Let's check it out. I can't tell if Newman really got off slow. You can tell because Johnson's going to pass Newman too. So how about we let you fans decide in the comments. Did Gordon really jump that start? Really hard to tell. He definitely beat Newman to the line. No question about that. But Newman was slow on the get-go. Speaking of slow on the get-go, Bill Elliott not very fast on this restart. Tony Stewart's going to take over the lead. Here comes Dale Jr. making a 3 wide into turn 3 and 4. He's going to get to the stick to put Dale Jr. up in the second. Johnson, though, working the crossover with 2 laps to go now in this race. Oh, we got cars spinning at the start-finish line. Robbie Gordon with a terrible crash. Riding the wall just past the start-finish line. Caution is on the track. Robbie Gordon, scary crash. Ricky Craven was involved. Looked like Kurt Busch was spinning around. Oh, he's not too pleased with his teammate Matt Kenseth. Definitely not happy. We're going to see how that started. Oh, you got Mark Martin to the inside wall there too. Oh, Kenseth. Oh, Matt Kenseth started this one. A championship contender spins out his teammate who's also battling for a championship, Kurt Busch, and then gets Robbie Gordon up into the wall. Watch as Robbie Gordon's going to get tagged by Kurt Busch. Oh my gosh. This is just shades of Davey Allison and Kyle Petty in the 1992 All-Star race. One hot night. As Davey Allison got severe injuries, you can see how safer these cars have gotten because Robbie Gordon was able to climb from that car. But just a completely avoidable wreck there as Matt Kenseth, racing up through the field, gets into his teammate Kurt Busch. Green flag is out. Just 1 lap remaining. The white flag is in the air simultaneously with that green flag. Jimmie Johnson tries to get to the inside of Stewart. Stewart shuts him down. Dale Jr. on the outside of Jimmie Johnson, but nobody's going to get there tonight as Tony Stewart is going to take the checkered flag at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Matt Kenseth trying to get another point as he passes Rusty Wallace past the start-finish line. Jeff Gordon making up a lot of positions tonight. Despite his penalty. And Tony Stewart. Jeff Gordon's got to think about what could have been. But Tony Stewart is able to take the checkered flag tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina. A frustrating year for Smoke. Finally gets back to victory lane. So your point standings. After race 5, the midway point, Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon deadlock at the top of the standings for the championship lead. Kevin Harvick and Matt Kenseth very close behind. That's about 2 positions they're behind on the racetrack. Jimmie Johnson, he's within striking distance. And Kurt Busch sits 6th, taking a big hit in the points tonight. Here's your 11th through 20th. Tony Stewart starting to dominate over the non-playoff chase drivers. Your 21st through 31st. Not much changing through here as well. And in your 32nd through 42nd, Jason Keller got a late start to the season, so you can tell he's really far behind most of the field. So your finishing results tonight at Lowe's, once again, Tony Stewart takes the victory over Dale Jr. and Jimmie Johnson. Bill Elliott with a nice top 5, had the race lead late in the race, just could not get it done. Bobby Labonte with a nice top 10, and look who finishes in 10th place. It's Matt Kenseth. Terrible starting positions all chase long for Matt Kenseth. And the one time he started on the pole, he won the race. As you can see, Matt Kenseth is putting in a lot of work in these races. He has fast race cars. There's terrible qualifying efforts from that 17 team. Jeff Gordon is able to finish 24th tonight after the penalty at the beginning of the race, and Kurt Busch finishes 30th, or actually 31st. So Gordon and Kurt Busch not having the best of races. So next race, we are going to Martinsville Speedway. The paperclip, that ought to be an exciting one. We'll see you there. This is JG24, JM26.